Alright, how's everyone doing tonight? Alright, we are continuing our playthrough of the Heaven's Feel route. Alright. Last time we left off, Sakura got a little spicy, Zoken Mato made a meal of a woman, and Kire Kotomine had a spicy meal. So we're just going to continue from where we left off, and it's been a minute since I've seen Prasad's flower, but I think I have an idea of what's coming up next. February 7th. Heaven's Feel. 8D Light. It's morning. It's after 7 o'clock. The weather's nice outside and bright white sunlight pours in. I get up and stretch my back. Physically, I feel well. I can move my limbs easily, and there's no trace of any headache. I feel great waking up today, as if the horror of last night never happened. Must have just been heartburn. I sigh and think back on what happened. Even if I was reliving what happened 10 years ago, I really need to train more if I can't remember anything that happened. My memories since collapsing in the park are vague. All I remember is leaning on Saber's shoulder and being put to bed. Oh right, I need to thank Saber. I get out of bed and quickly change into my school uniform. Saber seems like she's still asleep, so I'll go have breakfast. It's already 7, so I should go see if Sakura is in the living room.
Senpai.
In the living room, I find Sakura holding her school bag. Hang on just a moment. Oh. Okay, there we go. Breakfast. In the living room, I find Sakura holding her school bag. Breakfast is ready. The table is neatly arranged and ready for us to start dining right away. Oh, breakfast is ready already? I would imagine so if you weren't the one cooking it.
はい。時間があったので、先輩とセイバーさんの分を作っておきました。
But what about your food?
私はいいです。先に学校に行ってますから、お二人で朝食をとってください。
What's wrong, Sakura? It's weird that you made us breakfast, yet you weren't going to have any. Did something happen yesterday? Sounds like I was on the mark. But I can't think of anything from yesterday's events that would apply. After dinner last night, Sakura went back to her room, and that was the last time I saw her. After that, I think something happened, but the thought gives me so much nausea that I can't remember. Oh, come to think of it, I remember talking with you and Saber about something.
私、ひどいことを言っちゃったんです。先輩が倒れかけているのを見て、ついカッとなっちゃって。
You said something to Saber?
私にだってそんなこと言える資格なんてなかった。それなのにセイバーさんだけ悪者にしてしまったんです。
Not sure if I pinned all the blame on Saber would have been more grammatically appropriate or not. Oh well, I'm no English major.
だから今はセイバーさんに合わせる顔がなくて、それで。
So that's why she made breakfast for 2 and is trying to leave before she runs into Saber.
すみません先輩。あの後すぐ自分のバカさ加減に気づいてセイバーさんに謝ったんです。そしたらセイバーさん私に謝ってくるんです。私が悪いのに自分の不注意だったって。
Well, it's not like you could have controlled what happened last night, right? Sakura hangs her head, looking ashamed. I see. If you apologize to someone and they end up apologizing back to you, that would make you feel even worse. You two are so silly. Obviously, the one... You two are so silly. I'm obviously the one most responsible for getting myself hurt. You shouldn't argue over something like that.
でも先輩、私セイバーさんに。
It's okay. I'll just say this now, but when she knows something else is wrong, she doesn't back down. If you make a bad case to her, she'll get really mad at you. The fact that she apologized means that she accepts what you said. Saber might not say it, but she likes you. She values people who try their best.
はい。けどならなおのこと今朝は遠慮します。セイバーさんが怒ってくれなかった分ちゃんと自分で叱らないと調子に乗っちゃいますから。
Sakura laughs bashfully and gives me a modest bow. Looks like her mind is set on leaving for school early. If you insist, then I won't stop you. But what are you going to do so early in the morning? Practice is canceled.
大丈夫。道場のお掃除をするだけですから。セイバーさんにあんなこと言っちゃったんですから、罰として弓道場の床を雑巾がけするんです。
Sakura bids me farewell and leaves the living room. Cleaning the dojo? It's really hard to scrub the floors in the winter, you know. She knows that as well as I do, though, which is probably why she said it. I wonder what she said to pick a fight with Saber if she thinks that... I wonder what she said to pick a fight with Saber if she thinks she has to do such an unenviable task to make up for it.
私とさくらが喧嘩ですか?
Huh? I mean, didn't you? She said it was her fault.
言われてみれば確かにそのように見えたかもしれませんが、しかしあれはさくらが正しいのであって、口論というよりは私の不徳を注意してもらったという方が。
Wow. Saber's grumbling at herself. Not that it does a thing to stop her chopsticks from delivering bite after bite of food into her mouth. No, sorry, I phrased it weirdly. I was curious because of how much it bothers Sakura. Just forget it.
はあ、さくらといいシロといい、昨夜から同じことを言うのですね。実は二人揃って私をからかっているのではありませんか?
Why would it go out of my way just to prank you? And what would Sakura have to gain from that? Actually, I'm terrified of pranking Sakura and being found out. Actually, I'm terrified of pranking Saber and being found out.
それはそうですね。では、単に二人とも互いを気遣っての行為だったわけですか。
Saber muses as she ingests an omelet. It's good to be a glutton in the morning. Mm-hmm. But I wonder what Sakura meant. She wouldn't feel that down if it was something petty. Do you mind telling me, Saber?
それは単に私のサーバントとしての力不足についてです。要約すれば、白を守りきれなかったのは私の未熟さだったと。
I think you're doing more than plenty on that front. I just went and fainted on my own last night. You don't need to beat yourself up over it.
それはそうなのですが、とにかくさくらの忠告は正しかった。問題はそれにうなずくことのできない私自身です。さくらに何と言われようと私は、あなたというマスターをこれからも戦いに赴かせるのですから。
Saber looks away uncomfortably. I mean, it's strange. Why is Saber getting so worked up over something that we already mutually agreed on?
がなく、 不審に感じた住民が周囲の住宅の調査を要請したところ、
The news is on TV. I turned on the TV while eating, and it's showing a story about last night's events. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that from the Tsukihime soundtrack?
発見された体調不良者は30名に及び、直ちに病院に運ばれました。今月に入ってから7件目の昏睡事件ですが、診察の結果はやはり何らかの食中毒に近いと。
I finished breakfast and get ready for school. Yeah, I would too if I heard about 30 people getting food poisoning like it's an epidemic. I'm going to school to see Tosaka. I need to discuss what happened last night with her. About Zokimato and that black shadow.
警察では宮山南4丁目一帯に被害が拡大したことから、何らかの薬物が散布された可能性が高いと。
Well, make up your mind. Is it food poisoning or a fentanyl outbreak? Miyama South Forcho. Tosaka was glaring in that direction last night. Archer said that the shadow was causing the comas. 30 unconscious people. I've experienced for myself what that was like. Like Castor, the shadow lurks in the dark and sucks magical energy from people around town. No, it's more than just sucking. Castor had a gentle touch compared to that thing. She cleverly made sure to harvest energy from people in a repeatable, painless way. Like drawing blood through a syringe, to use a metaphor. This is nothing like that. Castor may have only drawn blood, but the thing I saw last night feasts on its victims. The shadow has no mind or mercy. It only cares about devouring its victims' magical energy, mind and all. Saber, I need to talk to you before I leave for school.
はい。何でしょうか、シロ。
Saber heard what they said on the news too. She probably knows what I'm about to say, but she quietly waits for me to continue, as always. It's about a direction going forward. You saw that thing last night, right?
はい。どのような幻想種にも該当しない、見たことのないものでした。
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's our enemy. It didn't look like a master or servant, but it deliberately targeted me and Tosaka, and it's been taking magical energy from people around town. Then,
当面はあの影の探索を優先するということ。マスターともサーバントとも取れぬ、私たちには関わりのないものの相手をすると。
Saber gives me a hard stare. Her goal is to obtain the Holy Grail, and I'm asking her to help me with I'm asking her to help me with an irrelevant objective. Of course she'd be against it. But still, yeah, we can't leave it alone. I think it takes priority over the Holy Grail war. Saber watches me silently for a moment. The deafening silence makes me hold my breath.
まったくそう来ると思っていました。私としてはあの影には関わりたくないのですが。
Huh? Saber? Are you sure about this?
いいも悪いも私が断ったところでシローは一人で行動するではないですか。そうなった時あなたを守りきれねば本末転倒です。あなたに死なれては私はこの世にとどまれません。ですからたとえ反対であったとしてもシローの方針に従うしかないのです。
Well, yeah, but...
それにあなたを一人にしては昨夜のような無茶をいつしでかすか。あれで2度目ですからね。3度目だって必ずあります。そんなことになったら私はまたさくらに謝らねばならなくなる。
Then...
誠に不本意ですがサーバントは主の命に従うもの。マスターであるシローがそう判断したのなら剣は預けます。
Saber.
ですがシロー、 あの影は尋常な相手ではない。あれに比べればバーサーカーとて御しやすい相手でしょう。
Yeah, I felt that on my own skin. You can't really describe it as strong or weak. It's pure misfortune. It isn't something you can beat up until it goes down.
それが分かっているのなら私からは何もありません。ただシロ、あれの相手をするということは最も困難な道を行くということ。それを今から胸に刻んでおいてください。
I mean, I'll be careful, but why would you say that? Do you know what it is? Like Archer?
いいえ、私もシロと同じです。あの影が何者なのかはわからない。
Saber averts her gaze. Then, as if uttering an ominous premonition she just had.
ただ漠然と感じたのです。あれは良くない星そのものだと。それこそ関わったもの全てに破滅をもたらす逃れようのない茨のような。
She leaves me with that. And it's already touched me once.
それじゃあホームルーム始めるわよ。日直よろしくって相川くんは休みで相物さんも休み。じゃあ張り切って先生がやっちゃおっかな。みんな起立。
Homeroom begins. More students are absent than yesterday, and the classroom feels less lively. Not just our classroom, actually. The entire school feels muted. Fujine moves homeroom along in a breezy tone, but even she doesn't look as upbeat as usual.
じゃそういうわけで放課後の部活動は禁止ね。連絡事項は以上。ちなみに1次元目の久月先生はお休みだから自習。プリントは持ってきてあげたからみんなはこのまま教室で缶詰ってなさい。
The room collectively celebrates and begins to move desks around with a clatter. Fujine's just going to let us do our worksheets at our own pace, meaning we can do whatever we want as long as we stay in the room, but...
シロ、ちゃちゃ。
Why is she leaving me over in the hallway with such an obviously suspicious manner? What, Fujine? We're still in class.
そうなんだけどね。ほら、朝そっちに顔出せなかったでしょ。それで不安になっちゃって、シロは元気かなーって。
Where's this coming from? What are you worried about?
それがよくわからない。虫の知らせっていうの？昔っからさ、こうチクチク来る時があったんだけど、その後って決まってシロが車にひかれたり橋から落ちたりしたの。だからシロ元気かなって。
Before you get hit by a car or fall off a bridge? Like, that's happened before? Uh-huh. Well, I'm doing just fine. If anything, I'm safer now than I've ever been before.
そうなんだけどね。なんか気になるんだ。こう一緒に乗らなくちゃいけない電車があるのに、シロだけホームに残っちゃってバイバーイって手を振ってるみたいな、そんな感じ？
That's a pretty specific example. And I'm guessing you had a dream like that before you woke up today.
あ、わかっちゃった？お姉ちゃん、おかげで寝坊しちゃったんだよ。
I'm kind of amazed. So she didn't come over because she overslept. No other reason. Okay, that's very Fujine, so I'll allow it. No worries. I'm the same as I always am. On the other hand, you got dark circles around your eyes. I think it's more than just dreams making you miss sleep.
まあね。昨日も忙しくて、今日も忙しくなりそうよ。しばらく残業続きになりそうだから、シロのところには行けなくなると思う。悔しいけど、私のご飯は作らなくていいや。
Huh?
話はそれだけ。プリントちゃんとやっときなさい。 シロ、現代社会の成績悪いんだから気合い入れないと赤点取っちゃうわよ。
Fujine gives me a casual wave goodbye and leaves. She doesn't need food? I guess it's a load off my back. I feel a little let down and less motivated. It's a hollow feeling, like my regular life has disappeared.
そうね、エミヤ君の意見には賛成する。私もあの影は見過ごせない。どこの魔術師だか知らないけど、私の土地で好き放題やってくれてるんだから。
Are we going to keep the truce then?
当然でしょ。あの影を排除するまで余裕ないんじゃない？お互い。
The conversation wraps up smoothly. When lunch break starts, I went to Tosaka's Class A and brought her to the roof. Then I kicked things off by suggesting that we do something about the shadow, but Tosaka turned out to be even more determined than I am. So, what's the plan? Should we patrol together tonight or split up and search?
そうね、役割分担には賛成するわ。あなたは夜の巡回を続けて、魔術師として怪しいと思ったところ、セイバーが怪しいって感じたところを徹底的に調べること。で、エミヤ君がそうして表立って動いてくれてる間、私は造剣を追うから。
Zoken Mata? What does he have to do with the shadow?
さあ、造剣もあの影を怖がってたから望み薄だとは思うけど、どこか引っかかるのよ。まあ、あの影を抜きにしたって造剣は放っておけないでしょ。キャスターの死体を操ったり、魔術師でもない神事をけしかけてマスターにしたり、きな臭いったらありゃしない。
Oh, yeah, now that you mentioned it, we teamed up to deal with Castor for similar reasons. We can't just let the old man run wild now.
ええ、あの影の相手は周りをきれいに片付けてからにしましょう。もし見つけても偵察に留めておいて。あれと戦うのはもっと足場を固めてからにしないとダメよ。
Okay, so what are you going to do specifically? Do you know where Zoken is?
え？ああ、うん。居場所はわからないけど、直接マトウテ屋に乗り込むわ。うちはマトウ家とは縁があるから、あなたより私の方が適任でしょ。
Tosaka lays out her plan in a lighthearted tone. The details are anything but light, though. You'll go to the Mata's place? That's dropping straight into enemy's home base, you know.
そうだけど、何驚いてるのよ。別に戦いに行くわけでもないし、ただ相手の陣地を調べるだけじゃない。
And what are you gonna do if Zoken ambushes you? I'm not letting you go there by yourself. I'm coming too, so don't be reckless.
バカ、早まってるのはそっちの方よ。言ったでしょ。私はマトウと縁があるの。マトウの魔術は知っているし、造剣の力量だって昨日度で測れたわ。はっきりあのロー魔術師は魔力のほとんどを体の維持に当てているから、直接的な攻撃手段がないのよ。そんなわけだから、造剣が直接対決してくれるならむしろ願ったりだし、シンジだってもうマスターじゃないなら無害でしょ。
Even with Shinji as a master, he's hardly a threat, I'd take it.
古臭い魔術師同士の争いは私に任せて、エミヤ君は体で情報を稼いでちょうだい。
I can't argue with her when she puts it like that. Tosaka has Archer with her, so there's no point. Tosaka has Archer with her, so there's no point being overprotective. All right, I'll let you deal with Zoken. Saber and I will look. All right, I'll let you deal with Zoken. Saber and I will look for the shadow.
ええ、よろしくね。それとエミヤ君、聞くけど、さくらはちゃんとあなたの家にいるのよね。
Yeah, she's been sleeping over. Why?
ううん、なんでもない。それを聞いて安心しただけよ。 魔導艇に乗り込んだ時、何も知らないさくらがいたらやりづらいでしょ。
Oh, right. You're really considerate, Tosaka. I'm surprised.
何よ、その意外なものを見たって目は。あなたね、人のことどんな風に思ってたのよ。
Well, if you have to ask. A human hurricane who arrives with a crash and leaves with a bang, I guess.
エミヤ君が何を考えようと勝手だけど。
So don't ask!
とにかくマトウの問題は私が解決するから、あなたは夜までおとなしくしてなさいよね。
Roger that. I'll use the daytime to train with Saber in the meantime. I stand up and head for the exit. Lunchtime is almost over, so I'd better get back to class. Later, Tosaka. Let's meet up here tomorrow.
ええ、お互いの成果を交換し合うってことで。ああ、けどエミヤ君、
Tosaka's lips curl into a smile. When she smiles like that, it never means anything good. I make a beeline for the door, a terrible feeling building in my stomach.
鍛錬っていうのはどうかと思うわよ。時間がいっぱいあるなら他にすることあるんじゃない？例えば同じ屋根の下にいる女の子を構ってあげるとか。
I feel like there's a list of contacts that needs to be added. Unfortunately, I was still within her attack range. What the heck are you talking about? Sakura and I aren't like that. I'm just keeping an eye on her while Shinji is acting out.
あら、私はセイバーを少しは休ませてあげなさいって言ったんだけど。意外ね。エミヤ君、女の子って言ったらさくらが一番に上がるんだ。
She smirks. My face is beet red.
なんてね。冗談よ。さっきのお返し気に入った？
Only a nutcase would like that. Only a nutcase would like the way you treat me. My shoulders droop. I feel as slack as a marionette with its strings cut.
そっか、エミヤ君の弱点だもんね。冗談にしてはタチが悪かったか。
You're the one with bad taste. I'm leaving.
はいはい、どうぞ先に行ってて。私はもうちょっと笑ってるから。
Darn it! See you tomorrow, Tosaka. I slam the door behind me and leave the roof. Dang it! She only came here to push my buttons. Did I like it? What does that even mean? In the first place, I don't remember doing anything to her to warrant this treatment. Once school ends, I quickly start to head home. Since all after-school club activities are suspended, students crowd around the campus gate. I take a cursory look around and don't see anyone who might be Tosaka. Knowing her, she must have gone straight to the Mato house. Sakura's not around, huh? Without club practice in the afternoon, Sakura can just go home to my house. We didn't talk about meeting up to walk home together, so she must have gone on ahead. I take the lonely road up the hill. It's already been 6 days since the Holy Grail War started. Little by little, it feels like life is draining out of the town. Okay, so I wasn't the only one who thought the scenes look a little less saturated. Just as I reach the top of the hill, I'm struck by a bout of dizziness. It's like a hollow chill in my head, maybe some kind of anemia. I hear something resonating in my ear. What's that noise? I cover my ears, but my eardrums still ring. This isn't a hallucination. People don't just get hit by unexplained vertigo and tinnitus. And if they're happening at the same time, then it can only be deliberate. Don't tell me something happened at home. I shake out the dizziness and start running. Saber's at home. Even if an enemy attacked, it wouldn't go so easily for them as long as Saber's there. The only pair of shoes at the front door belong to Saber. Thank goodness Sakura's not back yet. I don't need to worry about holding back then. If this strange situation is happening because of an enemy attack, then we can get through it somehow if only Saber and I are here. Saber, are you all right? I rushed to the living room. The instant I arrived, I can't stand anymore and I tumbled to the ground. What? My legs won't do what I want. The ringing in my ear robs me of my sense of balance. I'm crushed by an oppressive nausea and chill. I desperately try to prop myself up on my arms, when I notice that the color is fading from the marks on my left hand. My mind freezes. The command spells are pale. Before I process what that means...
セイバーは始末したわ。これ以上サーバントをあっちに取られるわけにはいかないから。
A familiar voice speaks from very close to me. I look up, fighting the dizziness.
ごめんね、お兄ちゃん。もう少し遊んでいたかったけど、状況が変わっちゃった。恨むなら私じゃなくて、不出来な聖杯を恨むのね。
The ringing invades my brain. Sound waves that should be imperceptible burrow behind my eyeballs and block off my eyesight.
でも安心して。すぐには殺してあげないから。お兄ちゃんはあいつ用の切り札だもの。体はここで壊しちゃうけど、心は私のパペットに入れ替えてあげるわ。そうなったらもう自分で動けなくなるけど、死ぬよりはいいよね、お兄ちゃん。
What just happened? The noise permeates my entire body. My mind remains as stiff as stone. In the darkness deprived of all five senses, I can't even tell how badly it's over for me. Bad end? I didn't even make a choice! Oh. When was it? How far back does this go? Patrol Miyama. Let's patrol Miyama. I do want to secure our home turf, but more importantly, Miyama doesn't have as many people as Shinto. I'm worried about what might happen to the helpless residents if they run into a servant lurking in the night. They might fall victim without anyone ever knowing they're gone. We'll check out the neighborhoods tonight. This is Tosaka's territory, so it isn't easy for other masters to operate here, but I just want to be careful.
わかりました。敵の気配がないことは確認していますが、今夜は反対側の丘を調べてみましょう。
By yonder, she must mean the European-style neighborhoods. Saber must have taken it upon herself to check out the area around our house while I was at school yesterday.
シロ、巡回に行くのではないのですか？
Yeah, come with me, Saber. I turn off the living room lights. So as not to wake Sakura, I slip out of the house as quietly as I can. We failed to turn up anything out of the ordinary in Miyama. I went to the Mato house just in case, but the grounds were quiet, and we couldn't pick up any traces of servant or magical energy.
目立つ異常はありませんね。キャスターが消えてから1日。他のマスターも様子を見ているというところでしょうか。
Yeah. hope so. According to Saber, most of the magical threads that Castor had spread throughout the town have disappeared. There isn't a master draining magical energy from people in the city anymore. So, what is this vague sense of anxiety? The town is quiet. Not a soul is out on the streets. Hold on just a moment. Okay, I'm back. It was quiet yesterday night too, but the town feels so cold and devoid of life that it's like looking at a still painting.
戻りましょう、シロー。こちら側に異常はない。シローの体調も思わしくありませんし、今夜は休息するべきかと。
Ah, yeah, you're right. It's almost midnight too. Let's head back. At Saber's urging, we take the path back up the hill. It's a quiet town. The dark sky smothers everything, as if the moon was frozen solid. I'm back in my bedroom. It's 2 a.m. It's getting late, but there's still time to do my daily training. Dang it, I thought I was healed up already. I'm assailed by a sense of despondency that feels similar to drowsiness. Maybe I'm feeling relaxed now that I'm back in my room. Saber did tell me to rest. I'll skip training tonight and focus on recovery. Yeah, I'll only get even more tired if I push myself too hard. Better to rest up. I languidly lift up the bed covers and collapse into my futon. The futon smells like sunshine. It must be because Sakura hung it out to dry today. Sakura, I hope her fever's better. I murmur aloud to myself. This feels nice. I must be more tired than I thought. Tension drains from my body the second the sheets envelop me. Better thank her tomorrow. My eyes close. A sense of relaxation comes over me like napping in the sunshine, and I fall into a deep sleep. Yeah, skip the scene. Skip that. Skip. Skip. My body melts. My mind dissolves. My soul comes apart. Did I just get another bad end? Dark fingers encircle me. Tendrils seize me with bottomless greed, leaving no opening to escape. My body sinks into the black mud. I sink endlessly. The ocean's surface grows distant. The grip gently tightens, capturing me in a total embrace. My limbs are gone. I become part of the inky blackness, falling into my final resting place in the deep. Okay, so I did just get another... I got a dead end. No. Yes. Okay. Let's patrol Shinto. We can't let our guard down, even if Castor has been defeated. I need to find the still unknown master of Lancer and determine their intent. We're going to Shinto. Come with me, Saber.
わかりました。方針は一昨日と同じですね。
Yeah, I'll act helpless until we lure an enemy out. I turn off the living room lights. So as to not wake Sakura, I slip out of the house as quietly as I can. We spend about an hour patrolling the town, but fail to turn up anything of note. According to Saber, the magical energy threads that Castro had throughout Shinto have largely thinned out, but I can't sense such subtle changes. Since there's no obvious traces of energy in Shinto, it looks like there isn't another master there.
どうしましたシロ？何か浮かない顔つきですが。
Huh? Oh, not really. I just thought the train station feels pretty empty. It's almost like a ghost town, I almost say. It's probably just a fluke. Nothing out of the ordinary happened tonight. There are just fewer people out than usual. Let's go home, Saber. I don't think we'll learn anything else walking around aimlessly.
そうですね。シロの体調も思わしくないですし、今夜はおとなしく引き上げましょう。
We leave Shinto behind. The hollow echo of our footsteps is the only sound in the terminal. Yep. Skip this. Skip all this. So, let's just go through an entire day before it tells us that we made a bad decision. Scene, yes. Skip the scene, yes. Skip the scene, yes. Wait. Hold on. Yes, seek advice, because all three endings are bad.
Hi, みんな久しぶりね。元気してた？タイガー道場第3部が始まるよ。さて、今回のデッドエンドはズバリ愛情の欠如。あるヒロインの好感度が一定値に達していないと、ここで強制的にデッドエンドになる仕組みよ。このエンドを迎えた君はちょっと優しさが足りないぞ。仮に例えばの話だけど、風邪で寝込んじゃった女の子をほっぽっといて夜中に出歩くのはどうかと思うわ。そのあたりを踏まえて6日目あたりからやり直してみるといいかも。それじゃあ次のタイガー道場で待ってるよ。
Okay. So I was on the right path the first time. Yes. Skip. Skip. Yes.
続改心して道場を卒業したはずのあやつが悪魔っ子として蘇ってしまうとは。ま、無理か。無理ね。今頃道場の外でガタガタ震えて再入門したいんだけど、大口叩いた手前なかなか帰ってこれないと。ま、外は寒いし次あたりお土産持って帰ってく。さて今回のバッドエン、今回足りなかった相手は一目瞭然でしょう。イリアちゃんが本気にならないようにもうちょっとあの子と仲良くして。ポイントとしては7日目にイリアちゃんに会えるかどうか、その時どんな謝罪をするか。もし7日目に会えなかったら5日目からやり直すこと。学校で遠坂さんに会ったらちゃんと相談しないと。そんなところで謎の新キャラが多数出現してガラリと雰囲気を変えるさくらちゃんルート、引き続き楽しんじゃってね。
Okay. Flowchart. Okay, let's try this.
Emiya君？そう、私のこと甘く見てるってこと。
Okay. Okay, let's try this. Okay. Consult her about Sakura.
いいわ。そっちがその気ならここで決着をつけてあげる。サーバントを連れずに学校に来るなんて。
Sorry, I'm begging you, Tosaka. Give me your advice. I close in Tosaka until I've got her backed up against a wall. Given the subject matter, I can't let the students around us hear.
ちょっと何考えてるのよあんた。ここで決着つけるってのはあくまで例えで、まだ周りにみんながいるじゃない。
Please, you're the only one I can count on. I don't know how to stop her from getting sucked into the Holy Grail War. You know a lot of stuff, so can you think of a way to protect her? Tosaka stares at me for a moment, flabbergasted. Sorry. You had such perfect timing, I lost my cool. Right, so Sakura's this first year, I know. feel like she's going to get mixed up in the Holy Grail War. I want to do something about that, but I don't have any good ideas, and
言い訳は結構。それより早くどいてくれない？ホームルーム始まっちゃうでしょ。
My bad. I didn't realize. I scrambled back from Tosaka. Belatedly, I come to my senses while my cheeks grow deep red. What was I thinking, cornering her against a wall like that? I'm sorry. I know it's really pushing it, but hear me out.
相談事があるんでしょ。いいわ、聞いてあげる。
Really, Tosaka?
あのね、聞いてあげないと死にそうな顔して本当かはないでしょ。昼休みに屋上。話ならそこで聞くわ。
Honestly, I expected you to attack me then and there for any reason, which is why I ran for my life the first time. Tosaka turns on her heels and goes up the stairs. I stare after her in shock for a moment.
バカ。急がないと遅刻するわよ。
She leaves me with those words in a vaguely pouting tone. I hurry to the classroom. It's still 3 minutes before homeroom starts and Fujine isn't here yet. Shinji's desk is empty. It's gonna be tough to face him after yesterday, but I was hoping to talk to him. If he's absent, though, there's nothing I can do about that. Going to the Mato house would just provoke him, so I need to think of another way that won't involve Sakura. Huh? There's another empty seat. Issei's. Well, never thought I'd see that guy in this class. I put my bag down at my desk and get ready for homeroom.
お待たせー。どう？今日は朝から新記録でしょ。
Fujine arrives before the bell, which is unusual for her. I thought maybe she overslept since she didn't come over for breakfast, but she's as chipper as ever. The bell announces the start of the lunch break. I make a mad dash out of the classroom, buy a sweet green faced bun and tea from the cafeteria on the ground floor, and take the nearest flight of stairs to the roof. I fight through the flood of students heading down to the first floor. My heart pounds on my chest. In first period, it was fine. By second period, it was going up. Third period, it was like I was at a run, and now after fourth, the tempo is absolutely frantic. This is where I admit that I'm nervous as all get out. I'm grateful to Tosaka for giving me her time, but it feels like an afterthought right now. Thinking about it rationally, it's crazy that the Rin Tosaka is meeting up with me for lunch. She's the school idol, an impeccable star student, and, well, the girl I've had a crush on ever since last year. Take it, calm down, you idiot! I try to steady my wild breathing as I run up the stairs. Anyway, this is big. Even if we're both masters now, Tosaka is still Tosaka, so I don't want to be late to our meetup. I'm the one who suggested we meet. It'd be really lame if I wasn't ahead of her, confidently waiting. However, Tosaka?
遅かったわね、エミヤくん。
There are some walls that we plebeians can never overcome, no matter how hard we try.
話があるんでしょ。立ち話もなんだから座りましょう。
Tosaka moves into the shadow of the water tower without waiting for me. Right. Even if someone else comes up to the roof, they won't see us there. It blocks the wind too.
じゃあ詳しい話を聞かせて。さくらっていう後輩がどうしたのか、昨日何があったのかを。
Right. It's a long story. That's all right.
なるべく手短にね。昼休みそう長くないんだから。
It isn't exactly spacious here, but I'm only getting more nervous sitting this close to her. Now's not the time for that, though. Tosaka has gone out of her way to be here, so I need to tell her about Sakura. I'll keep it simple then. Sakura Mato is a first year I've known for a while. Her big brother Shinji Mato and I go a long way back too. So, to make a long story short, I fought Shinji last night. He was a master.
シンジがマスターだったって本当？
Yeah, his grandpa Zoken told me, so I'm sure of that. He said that the Mato family has always been mages. Did you know that, Tosaka?
当然でしょう。私が知らなかったこの町の魔術師はあなただけよ。けどそれは絶対にないって思ってた。だってシンジは
Isn't a mage. He lacks even the bare minimum magic circuits to be a spellcaster. Zoken said that too. But that only means he can't be a mage. I think the conditions to be a master are different. I'm not that different from Shinji. We shouldn't assume that someone can't become a master just because they aren't a mage.
そうでシンジは倒したのあなた？
Yeah, Saber beat his servant, Ryder. His command spell book burned up and he isn't a master anymore. But I don't think he's given up yet. Sakura lives at his house, even though things are really dangerous right now. Zoken told me that only the chosen heir can inherit the family magecraft. Sakura was raised without knowing anything about that, so she doesn't know what Shinji's been up to. If that stays true, then Sakura should be able to live her life without ever getting involved in the Master's battles.
そうね。なのにどうしてさくらが危ないって思うのよあなたは。
I told you, Shinji's unstable. Sakura lives with him, so there's no guarantee she won't get mixed up in this. That's why,
さくらを巻き込んでしまう可能性が出る前に決着をつけたいっていうのね。それは正しいけどあなたじゃ無理よ。竜道寺の件もあるし他の連中はどうもきな臭い。今回の聖杯戦争は思ったより長引くわ。
yeah. Shinji forfeiting as a master and exiting the war would be the best outcome, but it isn't realistic to hope for that. The next best option would be to separate Sakura from Shinji, but...
ならあとは一つだけでしょ。そのさくらって子を巻き込みたくないんならあなたが保護すればいいのよ。
I thought about that, but I'm a master too. She's in danger at my house, and Shinji won't like it. Sakura's sure to be upset at me if I suddenly tell her to move in too.
はあ、ほんと鈍感なのねエミヤ君は。なんでもないわ。とにかくダメ元で聞いてみなさい。シンジからさくらを守るのもあなたが他のマスターからさくらを守るのも変わらないでしょ。なら自分で努力してどうにかなる方法を選ぶべきじゃないの？そのさくらって子があなたにとって大切な人間だって言うんならさ。
Tosaka's words strike a chord somehow. It's like getting punched in the head. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I should just ask Sakura herself instead of worrying about how she might feel.
そうよ。だいたいね、嫌いなやつのとこに毎日ご飯を作りに行くかっていうの。あなたはさくらに頼りにされてるんだから、もっと強気でさくらを振り回しなさい。
Did I ever tell you that Sakura comes over to cook?
言ったわよ。一番初めに言った。ちゃんと言った。きっと言った。必ず言った。言ったんだから細かいことは気にしないの。
Tosaka shoots back at my simple question with a raging flurry of retorts. Sure, whatever. Ever since that night, I've become painfully aware of how much an act she puts on during school. Okay. Anyway, thanks. You really did me a solid, Tosaka. I was just getting hung up on everything, and it would have taken me a lot longer to make up my mind.
あら、妙に素直かと思ったら強気じゃない。結局一人でも結論は同じだったなんて、もしかしてのろけ？
Tosaka smirks. What a surprise attack of a smile. Oh, that's not what I meant. I was still going to ask Sakura to stay over tomorrow if she's feeling down.
へえ、顔を真っ赤にしちゃって、ほんと嘘がつけないんだ。 エミヤくんいつも済ましてるけど中身は純情だったってオチ？
What about you? I thought you're supposed to be some star student, but you love bullying people.
失礼ね。相手ぐらい選んでるんだけど。私からかって楽しい相手しか手を出さないもの。ほらほら、寒いんだからもっと場所詰めてよ。あんまり離れると風が冷たいじゃない？
Stupid! Knock it off! If you want to fight, you got one, you demon! Overwhelmed, I shy away from Tosaka's reach. I'm in trouble. Being this close to her was bad enough, but that was nearly a mortal blow. The more I'm around Tosaka, the more it feels like she's someone I can talk to. But I also come to realize that the girl I admire is someone I must absolutely not let my guard down around. I could handle if that was the extent of our relationship, but that just now was too much. I can't ignore her beautiful hair, delicate features, and the soft lines of her body if she gets this close to me. My formerly pounding heart is now on the verge of exploding. I hate to admit it, but Tosaka is really pretty. Even though she's turned out to be different from how I imagined once I got to know her personality, it doesn't change how much I admire her. Anyway, thanks. That's all I had to ask you. I'll listen to you next.
私の話って別にそんなのないわよ。
Huh? But weren't you trying to tell me something this morning? I didn't really pay attention, but you seemed like you were in a bad mood.
ああ、あれね。あれはもういいわ。用件があったのは本当だけど、今はそんな気分じゃなくなったし、正直毒気が抜かれたわよ。
Throw you for a loop? What do you mean?
だからあなたのそういうところによ。まあいいわ。物のついでだし、一ついいことを教えてあげる。最近街で原因不明の昏睡事件って起きてるでしょ。あれはサーバントの仕業だけど、そいつのマスターは竜道寺にいるわ。
You did mention Ryudo Temple earlier. You mean that Ryudo Temple in the mountains?
ええ、厄介な相手だから手を出すのなら気をつけなさい。あいつら命までは取ってないけど無差別に人を襲ってるわ。日に日に強くなっていくから早めに潰したいんだけど、私のアーチャーは誰かさんにやられた傷が治ってないしね。まあどんなに魔力を蓄えたところで一度に使える魔力の最大量なんてたかが知れてるし、しばらくは傍観するけど。
So there's a master in Ryudo Temple. Tosaka must be doing everything she can to stay in the fight without Archer.
さて、それじゃあエミヤくんは私から仮1ね。知らない情報を教えてもらったんだから。
The star student of Homohara High smirks confidently. It strikes a sense of foreboding in me like a snake licking its lips before a frog. So what? I told you about Shinji. It was a fair trade, so we're even.
あら、シンジのことはさくらのことで相殺でしょ。それともさっきのお礼は形だけだったのかしら。
She's a devil, a tease. Don't be fooled, everyone. Tosaka is out to ruin the peace and quiet of our school.
さーて、それじゃあ何をもらおうかな。魔術師同士の取引は10日交換ってのが基本よね。
My old man did mention that. I stare at my hands. This is all I have on me right now.
納得いった？あなたには返すべき情報がないんだから、こうなったらセイバーの。
Guess I have no choice. You haven't had lunch, right? Here's half of mine. I take my sweet bun out of its wrapper and tear it in half. It's a painful sacrifice, but to prove I'm a man of my word, I offer her my entire can of tea, too.
ちょっとエミヤくん。
Come on, eat up. The cafeteria and takeout counter are closed by now, so you should at least get something in your stomach. I put the bun in Tosaka's hand. Maybe she doesn't like sweet green pea filling. Tosaka stares at me for a second.
ありがとう。じゃあ遠慮なくいただくわ。
Then she really takes a bite out of it. It was a noble sacrifice of you, sweet bean bun. After school, the campus dies down. The classroom's empty, with students either going home to their respective clubs, like baby spiders scattering from the east. With students either going home to their respective clubs, like baby spiders scattering from the nest. Okay, I better get home early. I need to mentally prepare to have Sakura stay over too. I'll do my dinner shopping first, then break the news when Sakura comes back from club practice. Let's see, what should I make tonight? Arms folded, I paused to think of Toyoette's, the local supermarket. If I want Sakura to stay over, I'll have to convince Fujine, meaning that I should think of a way to make them both happy. I splurged pretty hard yesterday, and I'm taking time off from work, plus there's another mouth to feed, so the budget's a little tight. Still, I can make an exception this month. I do have savings, and I can't fight the Holy Grail War if I'm not worried about living expenses. I can just think of it as a way to repay Sakura for everything she's done. And there. With a bag full of ingredients, I leave Toyoette's. Usually I'm against overspending, though in this case the bounty was good. I managed to get my hands on some high-grade Pacific cod, which could go well in a stew tonight. That should make Fujine happy. While walking home in high spirits, I stop in my tracks. Something's pulling on my clothes from behind me. Huh? I turn around curiously. I'm met by the sight of a young girl with silver hair. What? Ah! I leap backwards with a yelp. The girl just watches as I panic. The heck? She doesn't seem hostile, much less murderous. Instead, she says,
よかった。生きてたんだね、お兄ちゃん。
She beams at me in genuine joy. What? There's no mistake that this is Berserker's master. She commands that monster that nearly tore me in half with a single slash that night. She's from an ancient magical lineage that founded the Holy Grail War, when my old man Kiritsugu betrayed. But what's she doing out here in the middle of the day? With Father Kotomine's words still fresh in my mind, she's no longer just a stranger to me. That's why, without thinking, I murmur, yeah? Without knowing the significance of it, I blurt out the girl's name. No, I mean, you're Eliasville. Sorry, I got your name wrong. I bow out of reflex. It doesn't matter whether she's Berserker's master or the daughter of the Einsburns right now. I just can't leave her alone. Not when she looks like she's about to cry. I didn't mean anything bad by it. I just thought of your name and...
名前、教えて。
Huh?
お兄ちゃんの名前、教えて。私だけ知らないの、不公平。
That's right. Come to think of it. Eliasville introduced herself before, but I still haven't told her my name. I'm Shiro. Shiro Emiya.
エミヤシロ。不思議な発音するんだね、お兄ちゃんは。
No, that's wrong. It doesn't sound like Western names. You pronounce it Shiro Emiya. Just call me Shiro if it's easier that way for you. Without really thinking about it, I correct the girl's lilted pronunciation. I even wagged my finger at her, which makes her blink in surprise. By the time I realize how blunt I'm being, it's too late. Once again, she looks like she's about to
白
cry.
白かうん気に入ったわ単純だけど響きが綺麗だし白に合ってるものこれならさっきのも許してあげる
Suddenly, she grabs my arm. Whoa, hold on, Elizabeth. What are you doing?
さっきみたいにイリアでいいよシロ私もシロって言うんだからこれでおあいこだよね
What? I mean, sure, that's easier to say, but wait! I try to shake Elia off my arm, but she just squeals in delight. Uh-oh. At this rate, the neighborhood mother hens will start to gossip. Darn it, what are you after? Are you trying to hunt me down in broad daylight? I finally wrench my arm out of her grasp. Elia looks unhappy. Don't look at me like that! I don't know what you're doing here, but I'm a master too. Elia shoots a glance at the shopping bag in my hand. But she also keeps looking at me curiously. Elia?
何シロ
She's, not how I imagined. She laughed back then too, but the feeling behind it was different. Like, maybe... Elia, did you not come here to fight?
何シロは私に殺されたいの
Her gaze is enough to make my hair stand on end. No matter how young she looks, this girl is the strongest master. She might be giggling innocently one second and become a ruthless master the next.
よくわかんないけどシロがそう言うんなら私はいいよ予定がちょっと早まるだけだもんセイバーと一緒にここで死ぬ
Stop joking, of course not. I don't want to die, and I'd rather not fight here.
でしょマスターはね明るいうちは戦っちゃダメなんだよシロもセイバーを連れていないし私だってバーサーカーを連れてないでしょ
Well, yeah, so what are you doing here? Did we just run into each other by chance?
偶然じゃないよセラの目を盗んでわざわざシロに会いに来てあげたんだから光栄に思ってよね
I think I'm getting dizzy. Just when I thought she was in serious master mode, she's back to being an innocent child. I have no way of knowing which side is the real Illigan. Fine, so you're here to see me. But you're not here to fight. Is that really okay?
私はシロとお話をしに来たの今までずーっと待ってたんだからそれぐらいいいでしょ
I don't know what she means by at least, but apparently she really is just here to talk.
それともシロは私と話すのは嫌シロが嫌なら帰るよ本当は嫌だけどしたくないことさせたら嫌われちゃうから
Elia gazes up into my eyes. As a master, it's dangerous to stay here with Elia any longer. If Saber here were here, I'm sure she'd be vehemently against this course of action. But I can't just leave, not when she's looking at me like that. I know it's heedless, haphazard, and half-cocked, but I'm not against talking to you, Elia. To be honest, I wanted to meet you too.
やったじゃああっちに行こうさっきねちっちゃな公園見つけたんだ
As soon as I agree, Elia starts running, practically dancing in delight.
ほら早く早く急がないと置いていっちゃうからねシロ
I guess whatever happens, happens. Resigning myself to my fate, I follow after her. Elia called me Shiro. That means I should deal with her in kind, not as a master, but a regular girl. There's no one else at the park. Not in the sandbox, nor on the swings. It feels lonely. I sit down on a bench with Elia. We must look like an odd pair. Ilya's clearly not my sister since she's obviously foreign, but we have too much of an age gap to look like friends. So, what do you want to talk about, Ilya? You must have something you want to ask me.
なんで？別に私、シロに聞きたいことなんてないよ。
Well then, how am I supposed to answer that inscrutably? How am I supposed to answer that, inscrutable little lady? Ilya, you're the one who said you wanted to talk, but now you're saying there's nothing to talk about. Normally you wouldn't invite someone for a chat without business.
そうなの？用がないとお話ってできないの？
That's not what I meant. I phrased that badly. We don't need to talk about business. Actually, it's more fun that way. But you've got me at a loss. I don't know you so well, so I'm not sure what we should talk about. I don't know your likes or dislikes. That goes for you too, doesn't it? Wouldn't you feel uncomfortable if I suddenly asked you about things you wouldn't want to talk about?
それはそうだけど、じゃあ何を聞けばいいのかな？シロ、何聞いても怒らない？
Yeah, probably not. I'm the big brother here, so I'll try to act like a grown-up.
そっか。じゃあシロ、私のこと好き？
What does this kid think she's asking?
あ、嘘つきだ。シロ怒らないって言ったのに怒った。
Anyone would be shocked by that, stupid. You cut me in half, you know. I don't even know how to feel about that.
何よ、あれは違うもん。シロが弱っちいくせに飛び出してくるからじゃない。私は悪くなんてないんだから。
The heck it wasn't! You showed up already to murder us! That's insane! And why does it matter whether I like you or not? Ilya's shoulders tremble and she goes silent. Oops. I made up my mind to forget we're masters, and here I am putting my foot in my mouth. Ilya?
なるも。何よ、シロのバカ。私が止めてあげなくちゃ死んでたくせに。口だけは達者なんだから。
Ilya's shoulders shake and she stares at the ground, even as she says something ominous. Well, she's got me there. I'm the one who steered the conversation this way, and I'm older. Ilya's just a kid. Well, about that. I make up my mind to decide to say it. I say... These both don't sound all that great. It's all in the past now, and I'm not hung up on it. You did let me go, and I'm all healed up now. If it still bothers you, Ilya, I won't mention it again. Is that alright?
じゃあ、シロは怒ってない？
No. I should know better than to say this, but I'm not mad. Right now, I'd like to talk to you more, Ilya. Her nearly tearful face suddenly turns into a smile. Just seeing it brightens my mood, too. Right now, Ilya has no ill will towards me. So I don't need to force myself to think like a master. As long as I've got her here, I'll have an easygoing chat with her, just like she wants. Yes! I think Ilya and I chatted for about an hour. Ilya happily listened as I talked about meaningless topics and everyday stuff. At some point, I realized how heartbreaking this was. Ilia really is an innocent girl. She doesn't hesitate when it comes to being a master. It's so tragic that she doesn't feel any fear about fighting in a war. The magical lineage known as the Ainsburns. This young girl is who they sent to carry out their 1,000-year-old obsession. If that's Ilia's objective too, then Ilia, can I ask you something?
何？
Does the name palythrough Emiya ring a bell? I just have to know. Time stops. It's an emotionless silence that seems to erase all the time we spent together so
知
far.
らない。そんなやつ、私知らない。
Her silver hair sways. Ilia stands up from the bench and does a little twirl, like a fairy.
そろそろ夕暮れだね。夜になったらバーサーカーが起きちゃうから、もう帰らないと。
Ilia bids me farewell in her childish way. Yeah, I better get home too. I stand up from the bench. Break time is over. The sun's setting, so we're back to being enemies. And yet, will we meet again, Ilia? The question comes naturally to my lips.
どうしようかな。私はそうでもないんだけど、シローは会いたい？
Yeah, I wouldn't ask unless I wanted to.
じゃあ明日も気が向いたら来てあげる。期待しないで待っててね。
She runs out of the park, but the pale girl stops awkwardly.
さっきのは嘘だよ。本当はね、知ってる人だった。
Ilia?
そう、私が生まれた理由は聖杯戦争に勝つことだけど、私の目的はキリツグとシローを殺すことなんだから。
Her footsteps fade into the evening. Leaving me with that, she leaves without looking back. And I watch her go. Yep. I'll go check on Sakura myself. I should go check on her. If Saber's right, then this is no time to worry about embarrassing myself. Sakura? I call her name through the door. There's no reply from the dressing room. In fact, it doesn't even sound like anyone's inside. Sakura? Hey, are you in there? I knock on the door. Softly at first, then more vigorously until I'm literally pounding on the door. Sakura! Hey, say something if you're in there! My anxiety turns into certainty. Something's wrong. I can't go in there, so maybe I should go get Fujine or Saber to look in on her.
先輩、どうしたんですか？そんなに慌てて。
Sakura? It's nothing. You took a while, so I was wondering what happened.
おかしいな。私、そんなに長く入ってましたか？
Sakura sounds kind of hazy. Like she's weak or unsteady on her feet, or like she just woke up from a nap. Sakura, don't tell me.
その、気持ちよかったんで、ちょっと寝ちゃいました。
Silly? Don't scare me like that, seriously. I slowly sink to my
す
knees.
みません。すぐに上がりますね。
You do that, you'll catch a cold if you sleep in the bath, you know. I sigh and lean against the wall. I feel silly for being so worried, but I'm glad she's fine. Sakura should feel better after a bath and a good night's sleep. What was that? I heard the sound of something heavy falling. It definitely came from the other side of the door. Sakura? She doesn't respond. There isn't the feeling of someone on the other side of the door like there was earlier. I'm coming in, Sakura! I run into the dressing room. Sakura is lying on the ground, spiritless. Sakura! Sakura! Need something to screen cap for this. I lift her limp body off the ground. She's so soft under my fingers and warmer than I expected. Sakura doesn't seem conscious, but her breathing is labored. Her hands are clutched to her chest, as though trying to pry off something stuck to her skin. Pain whimpers. This isn't eye candy. The softness of her body I'm carrying and her disheveled hair. Yeah, this isn't eye candy. The heck it isn't. Wearing only a single shirt, this Sakura isn't the Sakura I know. The shirt emphasizes her abundant chest, and I can't tear my eyes away. Each heated sigh lifts her chest up and down, exposing her pearly neck. My heart almost jumps into my throat. Her distressed lips, seeking oxygen, make my head spin. The body I'm holding is so hot, soft, and unbelievably charming. My mind goes blank. I'm not holding a girl in my arms, but a plenty matured woman. This isn't the Sakura I know. Then, if I let the dizziness take over and hold her close... Take it, what the heck is wrong with me? I shake my head. This isn't the time. Sakura's fever isn't normal. Above all, her fingers clutching painfully at her chest show that this is more than simple anemia. Sakura, get it together, Sakura! I yell into her ear. Screen cap in this one. The hair stuck to her cheek falls free. Sakura slowly blinks her eyes open and looks up at me.
あれ、先輩、どうしているんですか?
Idiot, should you really be asking that? You should have told me if you had a fever.
熱って私ですか?
Who else would I be talking about? Just touch your forehead. It's really hot.
けど、そんなに熱くないですよ、私。
Sakura murmurs dreamily. Maybe she's still half asleep. Just stay still. I'll take you to your bed.
先輩、どうしたんですか?
Taking you to your room. Let me warn you now, don't make a fuss. I'm not sure I can hold it together anymore. I go into the hallway carrying Sakura.
先輩、私、抱っこされてますか?
Sakura wraps her arms tightly around my neck in surprise. Her chest is incredibly bouncy and touching me, but I'm going to ignore that right now. Speed is of the essence. Before my sanity gives out, I need to carry Sakura to the guest room as fast as I can. Her fever's a tad over 37 degrees. That's lower than I expected. I shake the thermometer and look at Sakura, who's lying in bed.
すみません。なんか、緊張してお風呂に入ったら、のぼせたみたいです。
Sakura guiltily hides her face under the covers. There's no helping the fact that you're sick. A cold like this should heal with medicine and some rest, so try to take it easy for tonight. I'll leave water on this chair. Try not to go outside, alright? You'll get a chill. Just in case, I put on another blanket over her and turn off the lights. See you tomorrow. I'll come wake you up, so take it easy. I give Sakura an affectionate pat on the head and make for the door. But then, tugs on me from behind. When I turn to look, there's something clutching my shirt sleeve. Sakura? Sorry, I can't leave because you're holding on to me. Sakura withdraws her hand in surprise, as if she just noticed.
すみません先輩。私熱でぼーっとしちゃってて、それで。
Sakura jumps out of bed and frantically apologizes. I can tell how red her face is even with the lights off. Sakura, are you scared?
はい。知らないところで一人で眠るのは怖くて。
I can't see Sakura's expression. Her long hair hides her face. But from the side, her profile reminds me of that withdrawn girl I first met years ago. I see. You must feel anxious, catching a cold and then using someone else's room for the first time. I sit down on the bed. Then I lie down on my back. I can't quite bring myself to face Sakura while doing it, but this is good enough.
先輩。
I'll stay a little longer. That'll help you get used to the room. I'll leave once you fall asleep. To be honest, I'm worried you're forcing yourself to do this. I'll keep an eye on you for another 30 minutes, so lie back down. I gesture to her spot on the bed without facing her.
それじゃあ
Hang
も
on
う
just
ちょ
a
っとだ
moment.
けお付き合いくださいね先輩。
A soft breeze caresses my cheek. It must be the air displaced by Sakura pulling the covers back on. I consider this a small price to pay for her peace of mind. It doesn't even begin to cover the interest on the debt I owe her for helping me so much. In the dark, all one can hear is the ticking of the clock. Whether it's because my back is to her, or because her profile is still in my mind. The feelings I had when I carried her earlier fade, and quietly I stare at the clock. The rest of the time passes in silence, and anyone would guess that we'd both fallen asleep.
先輩起きてます？
I hear a gentle voice in the darkness. I murmur an affirmative. Sakura takes a quiet breath and continues.
今日はありがとうございました。
Then she drifts off to sleep. Yeah, skip the scene. Skip. 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 Delete all these. Because apparently... Because that's how far back the poor consequences go in this route. Okay. I think we'll, I'll skip as far ahead as I can, and I think we'll just call it there for the night. So, not a whole lot of progress like I was hoping. But I still hope you're enjoying this. And thank you, and let me know how I'm doing as far as voice acting goes. And have a good night.